You may be asking yourself, Tristan, what do you do when you're not playing Mario Kart? Well, I write songs. That's what you all come for, I think. And today I'm going to tell you how you can write about anything. I feel like a lot of songwriting, you feel pigeonholed into either writing about love or, I don't know. Love is the easiest thing to write about. And a lot of the time, other messages get sidelined or other ways of conveying a message get sidelined, which is mainly what I want to talk about. You know, you can write about whatever you want. You can write about love as much as you want. The Beatles did it, and they are the best band ever. There's lots of things in a love song that you can say. You don't just need to talk about love. You can talk about how depressed you are, how you got a new job, whatever. But we're just going to go through how the way you word your lines can change their meaning, make them more interesting, and how you can reference or just say whatever you want in your songs. Okay? So we're going to start by just looking at a line that I wrote. I wrote this line years ago in a song called Smoke, which you can find on my SoundCloud page if you care. That's not the important part. But let's listen to that real quick. You never felt good, did you? Can only take so much of how was your day. Okay. You never felt good, did you? Can only take so much of how was your day. In that line, I am insinuating that this person, let's say me, that I have always been miserable. And people asking you, how was your day all the time, just makes you more upset because it's reminding you of how bad your day was, because your days are always bad. Now let's not feel bad for me. Let's think about how we can make this line more interesting. Maybe say the same thing by saying something different. We could go a little silly. We could talk about eating. And this line that you're about to hear gives me a sort of Arctic Monkeys vibe, because it's just sort of quirky. It's not what you would expect a song lyric to be. Anyway, let's listen. Sorry. Texts. Anyway, let's listen to it. You never ate good, did you? Can only take so much of how was the steak. Yeah, you never ate good, did you? Can only take so much of how was the steak. You know, there's so many things we can pull away from this. Maybe you never ate good because you're so depressed everything tastes bad. Maybe your family could not afford to buy a variety of foods, and this song is, you know, explaining how upset and depressed you can get from being in a not so good economical position. Because if you were fortunate enough to be in that state, being asked how is the steak every day would get very tiresome. Yeah, I don't know. That's just more messages you can pull out of the same sort of vibe of line. Let's do a different one. How about gaming? I'm a gamer. Are you a gamer? Comment below. Anyway, let's listen to this next one. You never played good, did you? Can only take so much of how was the game. You never played good, did you? Can only take so much of how was the game. We could be talking about gaming, or we could be talking about sports. You know, my sister was playing a soccer game, and she's good at soccer, though, so... But let's imagine she's terrible. If she never played good and someone keeps on asking her how the game was, she would not feel very good about that, I imagine. But maybe you never played the game of life well. And being asked how is the game makes you upset. Yeah, lots of different meanings and sub-meanings can be pulled out of the same sort of vibe of line. I would say a lot of sort of mainstream pop music, maybe it's getting better now, but it's still generally like the lyrics are very generic. And there's a reason for that. A lot of pop songs are written by smart businessmen who don't care about art. And they keep words to like a fourth grade reading level. They want to keep so that everyone can understand what they're saying. You don't want to say effervescence or verisimilitude in a song because most people don't know what that means. I don't know what effervescent means. But I know what verisimilitude means. It's from being an English major. Anyway, all these mainstream songs are made so that everybody can understand what's going on, so that everybody can relate. It's made for the widest audience possible, which is why they get so popular. But that also makes you feel like you can only write that way, and then good art gets shafted, and we all make this mediocre garbage. But I learned a lot from hip-hop, specifically Joey Badass, 1999. How you can phrase things, how you can reference really anything you want to get your point across. Let's look at a sample. This first line I'm going to use as an example isn't coming directly from Joey Badass himself, but it's coming from the mixtape. This line is Spat by Capital Steez. One of his lines is, "When it comes to kicking verses, I'm Mr. Van Dam." He is insinuating that he is very good at rapping. So good, in fact, he's kicking these verses like he is Claude Van Damme, who is popular for his martial arts movies. See, I know what he's talking about. Isn't that fun? Saying things in different ways is fun. I passed the Dutch to the left, and it started to make sense. It's funny how I see it more straight when I'm bent. And that is referring to seeing things clearly when you're high. But I saw it, around the time when I first heard this, I was in a depressed state, as I'm sure a lot of us were. This is from Snakes. And I took it as you see things more clearly when you're upset. Which I know is not true, but it really sticks to me. Maybe because I've been bent. Another good line. It just made me see that I can really talk about whatever I want. So I've started putting, as I'm sure you can tell from my intro, cinematic, and my attempt at injecting Halo into this channel every once in a while, that I'm a massive Halo fan. And in my song 3 a.m., there's a line that says, "I want to free roam Mombasa streets," which is a level in Halo 3 ODST. And when I walk around that level, I just feel so at peace because it's just like an empty street at night with a bunch of lights and everything, and it's just really chill. And I have a lot of nostalgia for playing that level. That's the feeling. I want to go back to this time. I want to feel this nostalgia. I want to be comforted, something like that. Let's finish this off by looking at my final amendment to this line that we made earlier on in the video. Here it is. I always played good, please just go to sleep so I can play my game. I always played good, please just go to sleep so I can play my game. So let's see how many ways we can interpret this. First, I am a great gamer. Go to sleep, girlfriend, so I can play my video game. Some of us guys can relate to, am I right? This is bothering me. One of the male gender's less desirable traits, I imagine, for the ladies, but we know the feeling. Another way we can look at this is, I always played good as in being a player. Please just go to sleep, girlfriend, so I can go play my game with the ladies. Or maybe she's just your side hoe. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. But you see my point. We can do all these things, make our writing more interesting. You don't need to go the silly route like I showed you in this. But you can take a line that seems uninteresting, inject some of your super specific life experience into it, and you will feel more attached to the line. Other people might be able to really dig into what you're feeling and understand you. It may alienate some people, but I feel like the deciphering and the putting the puzzle together is a lot of the fun in songwriting, making the puzzle. Some people like being spoon-fed the meaning of a song. Some people like just having their own interpretation and just being fine with that, which is me personally. There's nothing wrong with liking simple songs either. They have their place, but you know what artists do. They make things more complicated. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, whatever this was. I'll see you guys in another Ramble Fest. Safe travels, and enjoy this new outro from Burn TV, a.k.a. my friend Mache.